Welcome to Charts Today. My name is David Linton, and today's edition for Friday, the 14th of September, comes to you from London. Dollar sinking lower there on the short-term chart, so that is just showing through a dollar weakness, and that's relating through to euro strength, pushing higher there. So we're still bearish on the medium-term chart, but short-term looking bullish. Against the yen, the dollar is actually looking strong still, and against sterling, dollar weakness is really showing through here. Sterling stronger against the dollar, but against the euro, we are looking a bit weaker, actually falling below the cloud. And so we're seeing against the Swiss franc relatively flat. Against the Aussie dollar, sterling actually just turning lower, so Aussie dollar strength kicking in there. Bitcoin is up about 1%, so looking better on the short-term chart, but still bearish medium and long-term. US stocks actually pushed higher yesterday. We saw the S&P 500 index up 0.5%, Nasdaq looking much stronger, up nearly 1%, and the Dow also just pushing higher, although not making a new all-time high, up 0.5%. So just seeing that move there. The Russell 2000, the broader-based index in the US, looking not as strong and little changed overnight. The futures, the S&P future, little change this morning, but the Nasdaq E-mini is up nearly 0.25%, so it does suggest a strong showing of tech again today for the end of the week. UK market was fairly depressed yesterday, not open yet this morning. Medium-term chart is bearish, and the FTSE 250 also looking bearish. The German market, the DAX, is also looking pretty weak medium term, but looking stronger. And European markets expected to rise off the back of the US strength overnight. CAC Quarante also looking a little bit better there, fairly flat yesterday. The Japanese market was up 1%, and we're seeing prices and lagging line back above the clouds. So that's looking bullish. Hang Seng was up nearly 1%. But the Shanghai local market was little changed, still looking bearish on all three time frames. The Sensex looking higher again this morning, up 0.5%, looking good on the medium and long-term charts still. The Australian market up 0.5%, so recovering a little bit there as well. Looking at crude oil, pulling back a little bit. We're not quite bullish, just can't break that $80 level. Quite strong resistance at $80 for Brent crude. And WTI quite strong resistance at $70, so that $10 spread between the products being maintained. US nat gas sitting at $2.81, just struggling to push higher. If we look at gold, gold actually looking a little bit stronger now, sitting at it was at 12.10 yesterday, sitting at 12.06, so bullish on the short-term chart, and the same applies really for silver. US 10-year yields sitting at $2.97%, again just strong resistance at that 3% area. Apple was looking stronger yesterday. Its new model phones launched up 2.5% nearly. Amazon was not as strong, but still looking pretty strong on the charts. Short-term lagging line in the cloud, but looking pretty strong. And if we look at Google, still weak on that short-term chart, nowhere near as strong as Amazon or Apple. Facebook looking very weak still, in the low 160s, and starting to test the cloud on that weekly chart. Looking at Microsoft making new highs at that sort of $113 area, so that's looking really strong again. And Netflix was down 0.5%, so relatively weak in a strong market yesterday, and much the same for Tesla, down 0.33%. That's it for today. Until Monday, happy charting, and we pray for all our friends in the Carolinas surviving Hurricane Florence. Until Monday, happy charting. See you then.